we've been waiting our whole lives to be here, right now, and to become conscious of this awakening. What I want to talk about is this metaphor. It's a metaphor I heard in 2011, and it was regarding the shifting that we're getting ready to go through. This awakening of our spirituality that we're getting ready to go through. And so it's by this dude named Bashar. Okay, if you're not familiar with Bashar, his name's Daryl Anka. He channels his consciousness named Bashar. Okay, it's not for everyone. You know what I mean? I don't usually tell many people about it. But especially people in the Mandela effect, I think I need to at least mention Bashar and mention this metaphor, because when I go watch these videos and I read the comments, man, it's like so much fear. Like, dude, this is the time to be rejoicing, and everybody's fear. It's like CERN and the D-Wave and freaking Illuminati time travelers and, Satan. It's just like, dude, I think there's more going on here. I've spent 25 years. I'm 50. So when I was like 25, I started getting into conspiracy theories. You know what I mean? And I love conspiracy theories. They're not really conspiracy theories because they're real. But, I just loved it. You know what I mean? There was like an energy that I would feel when I would find out this information. It was all negative. It was always about people controlling and people. It was all negative, but for some reason I felt like I got this energy from it. So I would always, it was kind of like a hobby of mine. And then like 2007, I remember I watched this movie called What the Bleep. And it was the first time that I had ever started realizing, wait a second, I'm co-creating my life. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a victim. I'm literally creating my life with my thoughts and my emotions. So, that led me to this time has been predicted. It's been predicted by every ancient religion. And I want to talk about Bashar, because Bashar's been saying for 33 years, you are shifting through parallel universes 1 billion times a second. Okay, we're just not aware of it because the changes are so small. And he said, but there will be a time when the changes will become big, and you will become aware, you will become conscious of the fact that there is a merging or a splitting of timelines. And then you'll be empowered, and you'll start making conscious choices, and you'll be able to create your life on a different level with this new consciousness. So it's basically like an evolution in consciousness that's happening. And there's this speeding up, this everything's getting faster, you know what I mean? The vibration of the planet's getting faster. Me personally, I went through this amazing thing in 2012, and now that's a different video. But what I wanted to say was this metaphor, and he was talking about this shift that we're going through. And he said, imagine yourself at a train station. And there's 2 trains. And they're going in separate directions. And he said, one is the train of fear. One is the train of love. Okay? And he says in 2012, the trains are leaving the station. Just like trains, they're starting off nice and slow. So from 2012, 2013, you can just walk back and forth between trains. You can go into your conspiracies, and I'm a victim. And then you can go into, wait a second, I'm creating my life, and there's a spiritual awakening to go through. So you can go back and forth. No problem. 2014, 2015, things are speeding up. Okay? So you can still go from, I create my life. There's a spiritual awakening happening. I'm a victim. Who's messing with my reality? Who's messing with my mind? What's going on here? So then in 2015, 2016, trains are getting faster. You know what I mean? And I actually, when you look back, and I look back at the politics going on in America, which I pay no attention to. I could care less, dude. Like, I had to give up on that stuff. 2011, once I realized how powerful we are, how powerful I am, and that I'm creating my life, I had to get away from the negative. I had to get away from the victim mentality and just focus on what I love and what means the most to me in my life. You know, what do I want? Because you're not going to be able to decide what you want and what's most important if you're so consumed with all this bullshit of like CERN and this fear, dude. You have to let that go. Is it real? Of course it's real. Of course you're. But is that the world you want to live in? I mean, we've reached the point where we're literally becoming conscious that we are creating our reality. Is that the kind of world you want to live in? The victimhood? The CERN? Like, what are people doing to me? Or do you want to step into the empowerment that, wait a second, I'm creating my life. Wait a second. I'm a magnificent being that never dies. And this is a game we're playing, dude. That's the train I'm on. And let me tell you, what I feel he's saying is you really need to decide what train you want to be on. Do you want to be on the fear train? Or do you want to be on the love train? Because things are speeding up. They're speeding up. And he said in 2018, dude, you better be on the train you want to be on. Because it's going to be very, very difficult to change a fear-based ideology into love. It's not possible. I've noticed it in my life, you know, like some of my friends, you know, they're all about fear. Everything's fear. Every single belief they have is rooted in fear. And what I've noticed is their fear is increasing. They're having physical problems. There are relationship problems. Like, everything is increasing for them. And, you know, and I have these friends that have discovered this spiritual awakening, this I'm creating my life. Dude, their lives are blooming. There's more love in their life. It seems like they're whatever you believe in, it's increasing. Okay? And it's going to increase to the point where you can't go back and forth. You know what I mean? If you're on the fear train, dude, I don't know what to say. You know, you're just going to have to ride that thing out. It's speeding up. You know what I mean? You need to become a little bit more focused on what's important to you. You know what I mean? What is important? I mean, is it important uncovering all this negative bullshit? Or is it important to focus on what you want? And the fact that you're creating your life. And the fact that we're balls deep in a spiritual awakening. And this is the time to celebrate, man. This is not a time to be fearful. I mean, I don't even know what's more crazy. To have no idea about anything and then all of a sudden have these alternative memories and start realizing, wait a second, something's going on, which can obviously be overwhelming. But what's also overwhelming is to actually believe that this is what's happening with no proof, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the proof. Holy shit, dude. You talk about empowering, you talk about excited. I mean, I feel like a child every day I go out and I'm riding with my bike with my kid, and I'm like, I go by a Volkswagen car, and I see the VW logo, and I know I'm living in a different reality. I know I'm shifting through parallel universes. You know what I mean? I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I don't give a shit, dude. And actually what you'll find is the people on this love train, the people that are realizing they're creating their life, and that there's a spiritual way, they don't give a shit anymore. They don't care. And let me tell you, it's such a beautiful place to be in when you don't care what other people think. There is something going on. And there's nothing to be afraid of, dude. This is a spiritual awakening. We've been waiting our whole lives for something like this. I mean, you know, my opinion is we've lived thousands of lives. This is the one. Dude, this is showtime. This is the Super Bowl. This is the World Series, all wrapped into one. And what we're doing right now on this planet is going to change everything. Okay? I really, really, really believe that there's going to be a splitting of realities. And it goes back to the metaphor, you know, the love train versus the fear train. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course that stuff's real. You know, CERN, D-Wave. You know, if you believe in Satan, that's cool. Then that's and Satan's real for you. You know what I mean? Like that's real. And there's nothing anybody can say to say it's not real. But what I'm saying is, dude, there's a love train over there, and it's waiting for you. You know what I mean? Like whatever information, if you are in fear, dude, you just start doing some research. You will be blown away that this time has been predicted, dude. This is it. This is the greatest thing. If you're a scientist, then you got to be loving this, because every other day, science is coming out with, we're living in a simulation. There are parallel universes. They're merging. You know what I mean? Like if you're in the science, dude, then you should be digging this, because science is actually proving that this is happening. You know what I mean? I love them both. I love the spiritual aspect and I love the science aspect. And I really feel like right now, dude, they're merging. You know, like they took off in opposite directions, science in one and spirituality in another. And dude, now they're coming back together. And this is absolute time to celebrate.